I bet you didn't think I was still playing this account. But I did. I am. I have been playing this account for about a little over 2 times longer than I said it would I estimated it would take to finish the chunk. It's been about 2 months and like a week, so quite a long time. I think I said 2 to 3 weeks, honestly, to finish the cooking grind, and then maybe a week to do the rest. But nope, it took me about 2 months of grinding. I did get really busy with like IRL stuff. It's the summer, a lot going on. So just kind of life stuff getting in the way, but that's fine. We did end up pushing through it. I have completed the chunk, and I will be rolling another chunk in the next video. So I'm excited for that. Check out the rest of this video. Just going to go over stuff, and I've had a lot of discovery and decisions that I made that I think were kind of interesting and fun. So I think it's worth a watch. Thanks. Just starting out fishing like the end of last episode. The goal's at 81, but that's gonna happen regardless. So the real goal is to get enough fish to get to 91 cooking. And so here's just a quick montage of a couple levels here. That was the first thing I did after the last episode. Go for 81 fishing and continue lamping for my hunter goal. I've been holding on to this book of knowledge for a bit, a couple of hours now, because I'm so close to 5 hunter, so it will give me a boost once I got this lamp. So a bit of optimization. So 40 on the lamp, which turns the book into 75 instead of 60. So just a little bit of optimization for you guys. And being the ultimate gamer that I am, of course, I did this 2 more times, excuse me. Can't count, but I'm a gamer. So that just gave me a little more experience for the books. So it's not too bad. I didn't have much in my inventory, just 1 slot taken up. So just kind of something to help along the process. It was quite a long process to lamp to 21 hunter, but we did get there eventually, which you'll see. And then finally, during the fishing, I also went ahead and stole 2 jades, or whatever. No, they're not jades, whatever they are. 2 of these things. I stole 2 of those because it takes a lot of clicking. It's like 1 in 1,000 from this chest. So I actually got pretty lucky. It didn't take too long to get them, but it's just I wanted to get 2 just in case I failed in cutting one, because I was not going to level past the minimum, given that my training method was like 50 XP an hour or something. So I'm just about to hit 81 fishing, and realizing I might have made a little bit of a mistake, but we do have a little bit of wiggle room. So essentially, I'm going to need to do some fishing trawler to get my crafting to 16, which will be a few hundred, I think. It's 5 experience each. Repair, and there's like 10 repairs a game or something, so maybe less than 100, but around that number. I haven't done any calculations yet. I'm just going off the cuff here. But I did look at the drop rates of fish for fishing trawler, and once I tick over to 81 is when I'm going to start getting manta rays, which I cannot cook until 91 cooking. And the rate you get manta rays is like 75% of the loot you're going to get while doing fishing trawler. So that would be kind of just like a ton of wasted experience. So what I'm going to do now with this 22 KXP I have for fishing is I'm going to go over to fishing trawler and start doing that, which will give me some sea turtles, which I can cook at 80, I think it's 82. So yeah, 82 cooking. Burn rate is pretty low to start. And that'll give me some bonus XP, just be a little more efficient. I am going to have to buy a ton of ropes. I don't know why my roofs are on, but I have to buy a ton of ropes to repair the nets, so I might have to do some fletching to make some money. But overall, not too bad. But I'm glad I realized this before I started, before I ticked over to 81. It would have been such a waste of money. I forgot to do my coins. Yeah, so it looks like we're getting about 1,000 experience per run. So unfortunately, we're gonna miss out on like 70 runs of efficient loot. Not the end of the world, but it would have been better to fix it. And we'll still get some stuff while we're getting the manta rays. I think it'll just be more manta rays than other fish. But it's not the end of the world. It's not a huge, huge loss, just a minor setback. Not much loot, but that is 81 fishing. First half of the chunk task to catch and cook a manta ray. I'm still not done with fishing trawler. My crafting is 9. So about 1,500 more experience. I'm getting around 25 on average, I'd say. Sometimes it's a lot higher. Depends on how many philanthropic players are there also repairing the nets and stealing my XP. So probably about 60 to 80 more runs, and then I'll be good on crafting. Interested to see how the loot changes on these now that I'm 81. Here's a quick look at the fish I got from that grind. Unfortunately, a lot of manta ray, which I'm not going to be able to cook to level. That's just kind of the goal for the level. But about 400 raw sea turtles, 100 sharks, and then some like swordfish and lobsters here and there. Not too many there. So it's some experience, nothing crazy, and it'll be good food in the future when I get some combat tasks. There's 81 cooking, which matches my cooking to my fishing. Still have quite a lot of fish left. We're on the herrings now, but we still have 28,000. And then we have my assorted fish here. So still a lot to go. I've been super delayed. Got a lot of like things happen in real life, so I've been taking a lot longer to get through these than I thought I would. So it'll probably just take me longer to get through the chunk. It's not the end of the world, but my prediction of 3 to 4 weeks will probably be longer. But we're getting through it. So far, I also have 14 hunter. I missed like 3 lamps yesterday while I was AFKing, so I was really annoyed about that. But I do think we're gonna hit 21 by the time we're done with the fish, because I think I only need something like 13 more lamps or something to hit 21. And then we'll decide if it's worth catching crabs to finish off my cooking. All right. Here is the last of the herring. I've cooked, what is it? Yeah, about 3,500 or 35,000, excuse me. I'm just gonna finish up these assorted fish and then check in when I'm done with those. Here's the last of the fish I'm gonna cook right now. I have some sea turtles and sharks that I'm gonna hold off on cooking until I am closer to 91, or at 91, just based on how tired I am of cooking lower level fish. But the reason for that is because these are high healing foods, and I don't want to burn any that I don't have to. So the higher level I get to when I cook them, the better. And that brings us to the end of the cooking for right now. Unfortunately, I've gotten like incredibly unlucky when it comes to lamping. I think the last, I looked the last 15 events I had, I only got 3 lamps. So just really kind of behind on that grind. So in the meantime, to hold off until maybe we're closer, I'm gonna be doing some other stuff that I can get random events during, and namely that's gonna be combat. because I need to get 40 defense and 20 attack to wield shield, and a mithril sword. And then to start that off, we're gonna identify all these rusty swords I have for now, and see if we can get that mithril sword to unlock the task of using it. So shouldn't cost too much. 100 coins, not too bad. Steel. Come on, buddy. Nothing. Oh, a bunch of money. Okay. Mithril. All right, there we go. We got it. I'm gonna keep identifying them just for fun, right? Iron. And this will also give me some stuff to work up to. I don't have to like use the bronze mace to level up my mithril sword. Oh, does that have to be a long sword? Oh boy. I didn't even consider that. No, just a mithril weapon. Okay, cool. Okay. It looks like we got pretty lucky because we're only getting one mithril sword out of this. Okay. That's fine. We got what we needed, which is super nice. So that'll... Actually, that is a task, technically, because that's the easy Ardoin? I don't know how you say it. Diary task. So we can check that off really quick. Think I still have... There it is. Here we go. And then we'll check that off. Sweet. So like I said, we're going to be working on combat to get this... wield a U-shield... and then wield a mithril weapon. And you know what, while we're here, let's go ahead and try and cut this topaz. We have 2 topazes, so I'm really hoping this works. I actually got pretty lucky snagging them from the crate. It didn't really take long at all, just a few minutes, because it's 1 in 1,000, so I feel like it could be pretty unlucky if we didn't get it. All right, there we go. That's one. All right, we got 2. Cool. That's another task off the list. Pull that up real quick. And then we can click that. Sweet. Let's 2 things off the list really quick. There's another couple we could knock out pretty easily. We could build a stash unit. We can... And then we can also build the crab traps. But we're just going to hold off on that for now, just because I don't feel like getting all that sorted. So for now, I'm going to head over to Pandemonium again and start combat training. Alright, combat training here. I am going to be training on the rats specifically for one big reason, really, is just for the bones. And then I'm also not worried about damage in the beginning because I have so much cooked food. Raw rat meat. Oh, I didn't really consider this. Maybe I'll pick up rat meat, cook it as I go. I don't know if that's not going to be a main method, but just maybe some extra experience. Here and there, but we'll figure that out. But like I said, I have unlimited food, so I can just eat up when I get hit, whatever, and then soon I won't be getting hit by anything. I also made an oak shield to use while I'm training, and then I made a maple shield, not realizing it is also 40 defense. So we're not going to be able to wear that until we're done with the grind, essentially. I got my swords, and yeah, basically I'm just going to train up attack and strength like 20. I might do strength a little higher and then defense to 40, and we'll go from there. I'm pretty excited for this grind because it's going to give me a lot of total levels. It'll bump me over 500, which will be pretty cool. There's 20 attack. So I can equip the mithril sword, which again is a task. If I can find the window. There you go. So, there you go. And one more down. Wield a mithril weapon. The stats are basic. It's like the lowest we're going to get. I'm going to get back up to 20 strength, and then I'm just going to go for the 40 defense. Yeah. Nothing too crazy. 11 prayer. Yeah, keep chunking along. There's 40 defense off the rats. Didn't take too long. Probably about 10 hours. All things considered, with strength and attack getting those up initially. But then after I got those set, It's pretty smooth sailing. About 2,300 rat kills to get there. And I also got 27 prayer, which is a nice start. No super crazy prayers unlocked yet. No protection prayers, but we knocked out a good chunk of it. Yeah, that also doesn't actually complete a task right now because I don't have a U shield, but it does unlock the Maple shield, which I think looks really good with the fit. So, you know, it was all worth grinding it out now. I've also been doing some fishing, like while I'm AFK and stuff, in between that grind. So, I have my fishing stuff in here, but we've got a little bit of fish built up. I was cutting them at first while I was fishing them up, but it became just too hard to AFK, essentially. So I'm just going to stockpile them and then cut them if we decide to go that route, because that's also another thing to consider. I've also gotten incredibly unlucky with the lamps. I think in the past like couple days that I've played, I've gotten like less than 1 lamp a day for like 8+ hours of playtime per day type of thing. So it's really getting unlucky. And then I've also just been super busy IRL with stuff, so kind of just taking a little break, I guess, from the account in the sense of just that I'm busy. Not that I'm stopping, but just not a lot of time to play. But we're plugging along. I do think we're going to get there soon. Cooking's the real big thing left, and we have, even if we just cooked the fish in our bank, now we have, I think 88 banked. So we're getting there. It's getting close. We're just still working on it. All right. Finally got the last lamp for Hunter when I was at work today. So there you go. It is 21 Hunter. So now we can just pull this separated. We can build these crab traps, which is a task. So that is a task complete and also a new method unlocked. An ability, gives me the ability to train Hunter, which is awesome. And then it also gives me the ability to earn cooking experience maybe a little quicker. I don't know. I have to test the method. I've never done this before, so it might be really slow, but we're at least going to do Hunter until we can catch, I believe it is, I think it's Earth Implings. I'm not sure. Let me double check. One of them drops a Mithril pickaxe. So I'm going to train my Hunter until then and then try and hunt one of those down. Yeah, it's an Earth Impling. So to barehand that, it's 46, it looks like. So at least 46 Hunter is what we're going to get. And then we'll decide from there if we want to keep doing that for cooking experience or not. So let's give that a shot real quick. Just put stuff in my bank. I believe I need a knife for the crab, so I'm going to keep that on me. And I just have some offcuts from fishing that I was doing. I haven't really converted all of them to offcuts yet. And that'll just be my AFK method, but I wasn't AFKing that initially. Oh, you can only do 2 traps, okay. So I wasn't doing that initially because I had to stand next to the bank, so random events were less common. Okay. Let me just do this one. I think probably these 2 that are closer together might be best. Yeah, and then you just get the raw crab. Okay. So, I mean, it's going to take a while, I think. But, like I said, we'll at least get to 46, see what the numbers are at, like see how long that takes, and go from there. And then decide after that. So I'm going to do this for a little while, and I'll check back in with some updates. It's going pretty good, pretty chill. But I have got my first lamp since the Hunter goal. So now I'm just putting everything on Slayer until maybe I decide to get my agility to like 5 or something if I need to unlock a shortcut for training. But for now, I'm just going to do Slayer because it's going to be impossible to train Slayer essentially forever. Alright, I just got 46 Hunter, which I missed. But So far, so good. It's not too bad. It's not like the fastest thing ever. I'm getting like 30k cooking XP an hour and 20k hunter an hour. So it's not the fastest thing in the world, but it's not incredibly slow. What I will probably end up doing is I have a bunch of shrimp and anchovies, excuse me. Bunch of shrimp and anchovies in the bank. And I'll probably just cut these into fish offcuts and then just hunt with these. That'll give you a good chunk of hunter XP, and then it'll also upgrade 30 XP per fish into 90. So it's a pretty good upgrade. It'll take time, but I want to get hunter up anyway. I do have the hunter level I need now to get my axe and pickaxe upgrade, which is super nice. So I'll probably go do that soon, and then test out maples to see if I can do that for fletching. That'll make me a lot of more money and potentially be faster with the steel axe, excuse me. So we're gonna try that. I'll get through these fish, and then I'll probably end up catching more sardines and herrings to kind of round out the cooking. But it's not too bad, actually. I think right now, even without converting the shrimp and anchovies into XP or 90 XP and 30 instead of 90, I'm at 89 cooking banked. So I think it'll get a bit higher than that, which is nice. I can do the math and then take a look at it later, but not too shabby. I'll continue doing this, probably go hunt for imps, and I'll record that when I get imps, because they're probably gonna be pretty hard to find. But that's kind of the fun of it. Here is the beginning of clips that my microphone was actually unplugged while I was recording them. So I was talking through all of these, and just nothing's being recorded. It's fine. It's the last couple cooking levels. Here's 88 here. I did the last chunk of cooking experience with the crabs to get my hunter up as high as I could. It was probably a bit overkill, probably wasn't necessary, but it was a good mix-up of just doing the same thing over and over to 91, because 91 is quite a steep requirement. So, and here we go. This is the last one we have. Cooking up the last of the crabs. I figured here would be a fitting spot because this is where I did most of my cooking. And I had some bait left over, so I was a little overkill, but, you know, it's better to be over-prepared than under-prepared, I guess. So yeah, this was a long grind, and I was very happy that it was over. I was very happy in this clip, actually. I remember recording it. But I'm happy now that I'd finished it. So there we go. There's 91. Now we can knock out that manta ray requirement. I actually tried to cook the manta ray that I had in the bank, but I had to go and catch a new one. I guess you have to do the task all at once. So here that is. Just cooking a couple. I think I grabbed like 5 and burn most of them. So yeah, there it is. The task complete. The big one. The 500-hour grind. It was complete here. It took so long. It took a lot of AFKing, which is the nice part. It was that it was AFK. I was not actively clicking for 500 hours, thank God. That would have been pretty brutal. But we got lucky. And here you go. We're just checking this off now. We have a lot of things checked off the list, so this is the last big one. And then now we just have, what do we have left? We have fletching, fire making, and mining. I believe I did the stash unit already. I think I put the clips out of order, but that's okay. Oh no, it's right here. It's the stash unit. So we're gonna knock this out of the way as well. This one actually took me a while because I didn't know where it was. It was really hard to find where it was on the wiki. It took me like 20 minutes to figure out where this was. I'm just being such an idiot, but there you go. That's it. And there you go. I'm circling the next thing, which is the 61 fletching, which I need to get to 72. And then also, before we do that, we're going to go catch a bunch of imps. I will say, for the imps, initially I wasn't going to lure with my main, but it took so long. I hopped for probably 10 hours and caught 2 implings without luring. They were so rare. What they had to get through to get down to me was a ton. Like, I had to travel a far distance through a bunch of trees and everything. So it really was, it would would have been impossible, I think, or extremely slow to get it manually. So this is all of the imps I caught, though. I did not catch that many, luckily, and I was just luring Young, Earth, and Eclectic, which had the drops that I needed. These other ones in between, obviously, I didn't lure, but I caught them, so I figured I'd throw them in there. So I got really lucky as well with my catches, the young implings. I think I caught 2 or 3, and I got it. And then, yeah, here you go with the mithril was an Earth impling, I believe. Or, yeah, Earth impling. Or Eclectic. One of the 2, but I only caught one of them. I got it. Got the upgrade from the young impling. 1 out of 10. I did end up using my main to lure imps because I just decided I wanted to. I was kind of against it at first, but decided to just go for it, whatever. It's just a minor assistance. And I'm not keeping anything else from the imps. I'm just going to keep the axe and then the pickaxe if I ever get that as well. This should really help. I'm going to test this on maples to see if it's like viable, because that would really cut down on the grind. But even if I have to do oaks, you see, this is so much faster already. With the bronze axe with this timer, by the time the tree fell down, I'd get 3 to 4 logs, and this is already at 6, and it's about halfway. So I think it doubles our efficiency, if not more. So it will really cut down on the grind. So I'm really happy I got that. I'm gonna keep going with the alt to try and get the pickaxe as well, but I think that will be less of a big deal because it's only level 55, which is like substantially less experience than 72 for the fletching. After a bit of testing, the steel axe is essentially twice the amount of experience per hour. We're from 7k to 14k. So we'll cut down my grind in half, which is incredible. I'm very happy that I got that and decided to go for imps. It'll be really helpful. Just on vacation for a couple of days. Got a little bit of playing in on mobile, about 150k fletching experience. I'm just doing oaks and dropping them. So now I'm going to finish off the remainder, I think, on maples. I might switch back and forth, depending. But if I just do maples, it's about 6k logs cut, which isn't too bad. It's about the same XP rate, oaks and willows. And that's if I... oaks and maples. And that's if I'm banking the maple longbows, which I am doing because that adds up to a bit of money since they actually sell for something. I was just dropping the oaks because they're essentially useless, or useless GP wise. So hopefully I can recruit some money because right now I only have 8k liquid cash. But with the crabs as well, I have a couple mil. Well, that might be GE value, so I might have around 1 million GP in vendor trash. So I will check in when I'm closer. 71 fletching, 1 more to go. And as a little bonus, I just got this mystery box. Oh, it's actually nice. That's an upgrade. Hey, we take those. Cool. There you go. 72 fletching. Took a couple days. Not too bad. Ended up banking like 3k maple longs. And then just doing the rest with oak and dropping because that actually was faster XP wise. But banked a couple thousand maples just to get some GP in the bank of potential GP, essentially. I haven't sold any yet, and I'm not going to sell them until I need the money, but they'll be there in case we need it. Now I'm just going to take 10 years to chop 2 logs and make the shield. While this runs, while we're getting this log, I just wanted to say that there wasn't many clips of this process, just because it was the last final push of a long grind. This one took maybe like 80 hours or something. It took quite a while, but I was also doing a lot of it on mobile on vacation, and then just in situations where I couldn't record. But I think I'll get better at it. I don't love just recording every level up and saying, here's this level. So kind of still learning the process and like what makes an enjoyable video for me to make. So just keep in mind, it's still a learning process and everything, and I'm still figuring things out. But I think so far, things have been going good. I did a lot more live recordings on this video, which felt a lot better to record and to edit. And I just think it sounds better. So we'll probably keep doing that in the future. Keep it in that style. And then I might do some of these voiceovers here and there when I have to, because I can't always record my voice, just given my setup situation. So there you go. Only took a minute or two. Too bad. And there you go. The U shield. Oh, let me see it. It's an upgrade for defense, and then also a fletching goal. So 2 for 1. And now we just have fire making and mining. I'm gonna do fire making here. I'm probably gonna miss some random events, but whatever, it doesn't matter too much. And I'm actually gonna go back to the maple shield because it looks way sicker with this fit. The demon fit. I've gotten multiple people telling me I look like a nightmare, which is kind of sick. I appreciate that. All right, so I'm gonna get working on fire making. That won't take too long. 13 levels. Level 60 is not too bad. All right. Here is me getting 60 fire making. This one is super quick. I just came here and did maples. I was cutting them super quick at this point. I think my wood cutting 77 with the steel axe. So really a quick process, and fire making super easy compared to fletching, for example. Even if I was doing maples, I think it was around 50 something experience per maple log, and fire making was 135. So double the speed of experience gain just per log. So it was really nice. And then of course here we are just trying to cut the U log to burn it. U's are definitely not fast at this point, so we'll see if we ever get a different grind in the future with wood cutting. I think magic would be the next one, but that would probably just mean we're coming back to maples. Did you knock something out? There you go. That's the U log we need. Just go ahead and burn that, and then we're done. And then the last thing we got left is mining. Not too bad. Boom, done. Do a little preliminary mining to get to 21 to be able to use my myth pickaxe, and now I'm just gonna be mining iron to 55, pretty much. So shouldn't be too bad. I think probably just a day or so, probably like 2 or 3 days of clicking. And other than that, not too bad. Last thing on the checklist. So I actually didn't even think of this. A crash star just dropped right when I was mining, which is kind of a blessing and a curse because it is less efficient overall because I won't be banking any ores, but I was about to go to bed anyway, so I'll AFK this for a while, and it'll give me some easy experience. It's a nice little bonus. It's time to finish the chunk. Here we go. That should be, yep, 55 mining, which should let me mine these mithril rocks. It didn't tell me in the chat window, but I think I have that disabled by default. The mining took about 12 hours. There's nothing crazy. So just gonna bang that out in 2 days. And there you go. That is the last thing we did. We have a couple things to check off real quick that we've just knocked out in the past couple days. So we did fletching, which also let us equip the U shield, and then we finished fire making and mining. So that's it. That's all 24 of 24 that we had to do in this chunk. It took me much longer than I expected. I came in to this chunk with around 7 days played, I believe. And now we are at 27 days played, so about 500 hours to finish this chunk. That's quite a lot. I really, really underestimated how long it would take in the first video, or the last video, excuse me. I said it would take 2 to 3 weeks, and it's been over 2 months. So I really, you know, I'm going to stop estimating things, I think, and I'm just going to play the game. But we did a lot, man. We did quite a lot. We have the biggest thing is 91 cooking. We knocked that out of the way. That was the big one. That was the big grind. Excuse me, you're in my shot, dude. That was a big one. That one took a long time. And fishing went along with that. Fishing, obviously, I had to get 81, which is higher now just to get the cooking. But that was the majority of the time. Combat was pretty quick. Took like 20-something hours, not too bad. And then fletching actually was quite long as well. Definitely doesn't even come close to cooking, but it was a good chunk. And with that and fire making together, we got 77 wood cutting, which is kind of nice. It's kind of a good start to the skill. And then 55 mining. I did bank all of the ores that I mined. So I don't know how much mining or smithing experiences will be when we unlock smithing, but it's something. That's good. I also saved all my crab meat, so that's worth a good amount of money here. 500k. It'll be less than that, probably like 350 or something, because it's low elk, and then the store sell price is lower as well. And then I also got 3k maple longbows, which I stored, or bank, excuse me. Which again, probably around 350k, something like that. So it's something, right? We've gotten something. We got a good amount of spurred seed nests, which eventually will come in handy, I'm sure. And then a bunch of assorted other things. This mithril's from random events. A lot of random event stuff. Some gems that'll help with crafting eventually. And we completed, I believe, all of the random event outfits. If I could find it. Oh. Another thing I didn't get is still baguette, obviously, because it's so rare. We also, speaking of random events, we lamped to 21 hunter and then leveled that to 68 by catching crabs, which is really sick. I'm really happy I did that. And then now I've lamped to 9 slayer as well. What else do we got? 27 construction, it's not much, and then 27 prayer, which is a good way into prayer to get overheads. That'll be nice to unlock once we start doing combat and stuff, but that's just a nice little bonus. But yeah, overall, I'm glad it's done. It took a long time. I knew it would, but didn't think it would be taking as long as it ended up taking. So we did it though. We pushed through. I actually, honestly, have had a lot of fun with this account. It has never really felt like a chore or anything, so I'm excited to keep going and roll another chunk. I'm not going to be rolling a chunk now, just because this video is probably going to be super long already. And if I roll the next video, I can get it out quick because it'll give me something to kind of put in the video. So next one probably be next week or something. Not super long. It really depends where we're going to roll. But I will go over all of the possible chunks and what I don't want and what I do want and what everything means. So, thanks again. This is a long one, so if you're still watching, thanks. And I'll be back again next week with something.